Hey guys, welcome back to the Debate Hut. Today I'll be doing a review and sort of a breakdown to the series Only Murders in the Building, this time on season 4, episode 8, Lifeboat. Grace sadly can't join us today, so you're stuck with me, I'm afraid. I'm sorry I haven't been around for most of the reviews this season, but I hope you're all doing well and you've been enjoying season 4 and are looking forward to the finale. So no time to waste, and I'm going to get straight into it. But before I do, please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay up to date with our content. Comment down below with your theories and suspicions, and well, let's go. So in this episode, we discover more about the ties between the Westies and Dudenoff, leading on from last week's ending of the Westies being the ones to cash in Dudenoff checks. To be honest, I never really thought the Westies killed Dudenoff or Saz, but I did think Helga was involved, as we saw the boarding pass SAZZ had with Helga's name on it, so it seemed a bit suspicious. But anyway, we find out that Dudenoff and his wife, we find out that after Dudenoff's wife died, he was lonely and he made friends with people and basically created his own family, which included the Source family, Vince, Rudy, and Helga. And we learned that Dudenoff was sick and he only had months to live. So to keep up the disguise of being alive to benefit the Westies, he takes some pills and then asks them to use the incinerator. And so the Westies, minus Helga, who wasn't invited, do this, and they continue to withdraw Dudenoff's checks, whilst the cover is that he's in Portugal to make it seem like Dudenoff isn't actually dead. So basically, we learned in this episode that the Westies and Helga had nothing to do with Sal's death, and kind of even Dudenoff's in a sense. So whilst the trio decide to not mention any of this in the podcast so the Westies won't be found out, unless if I'm missing something, the police kind of know something is up, no? Like Detective Williams knows Dudenoff is back in town and is cashing in his checks, but then she finds out that he's not actually dead, that he's actually, sorry, that he is dead, as one of his replacement parts is found in the incinerator. So I don't think the Westies will be fine going forwards and could get into trouble. But anyway, back to SAZZ, because this whole season is about SAZZ, really. So Helga visits the trio and mentions that Saz was on the radio with Helga asking about the huge plot holes from the podcast. I mean, this could make sense because we know that the Westies are fans, so maybe that was why. But otherwise, I'm not really sure why she'd be asking the Westies unless she thought they were involved in the murder, or in the other murder that there is supposedly, which I also think there is. But yeah, still need to discover a bit more about that. But and she was worried about a stuntman who was her protege, who was messed up pretty badly and was harassing her. And she said he was dangerous and he was going to be the death of her, foreshadowing. And we learn this person is none other than Glenn. So now we have a motive for Glenn, sort of. We don't know the whole story, but there is something going on there. I kind of have a feeling with how it usually goes, it won't be Glenn that killed Saz, and it will still be someone else. But yeah, that was basically what we got from the episode. It was basically just the background between the Westies and Dudenoff and Helga as well, finally revealing Helga because I felt like they kind of distanced themselves away from Helga for a bit. But yeah, so things we still need to know or find out. So what was the sensitive thing that Saz wanted to tell Charles about? I don't think it had anything to do with the movie. Like I wouldn't say that was like really sensitive per se. Was it maybe to do with the plot holes of season one? I mean, could it have something to do with his personal life? I'm not sure, but when I think of like sensitive and when someone goes, "Oh, I've got something sensitive," it's like something personal, something that could really change the way someone thinks of someone or something. So another one, who was text messaging Charles if it wasn't Saz? Is it the person who killed her or someone else? What did Mabel write in the yellow piece of paper she handed to Bev? So it's probably nothing big, but it's kind of strange that they didn't tell us or show us. So was it just a high amount or was it something else? Who was in Saz's apartment and why? What were they looking for? We still don't know. And yeah, I feel like we could be getting a reveal to that a bit later on. Who dropped the note for Lester off on about replacing the window? Was there actually a note? Why haven't the trio actually asked to even see it? Or even thought about like looking at the footage? I mean, surely there'd be cameras around, unless if I've forgotten something, which is possible as there's a lot to remember. But we know that Detective Williams said that she was going to review the CCTV footage, so we just have to wait and hear about it, I guess. But I mean, the note would have been a good place to start, right? Why did Saz want to break up the Jan? I don't think they've revealed this, so obviously something has happened. Like, could this maybe she want to break up because the sensitive thing has got to be with Jan and Charles is like passed together? Who was trying to enter Dudanov's apartment? Was it just the Westies trying to scare them off, or was it someone else? I don't think it was the Westies. I think it could be the killer. I think that makes more sense. Why was the gun in Saz's academy? It was fully loaded, so it seems a bit strange. And I mean, hopefully, we'll hear about the gun soon again from Detective Williams. There's a lot that we still need to find out from Detective Williams, so hopefully, this next episode or one afterwards. And what is the problem Saz has found with the Only Murders movie? Big problem. Is it something to do with the plot holes? But what exactly about them? And I think this is probably going to lead on to season five, which I can't remember if they said that was going to be the final one. Maybe, maybe not, but I think it's definitely going to lead on to season five. Are there two killers, or are there even more? One to shoot, one to clean up and dispose of the body? And the second shooting, who did it? Why? Was there an intended target? Was Glenn the intended target? Was Oliver? Was Zach? So the main things we still need to find out are who killed Saz? Why did they kill Saz? Was Saz or Charles the intended victim? I think from the start I said it was Saz, and I still agree. I don't think Charles was the intended victim. I think Saz found out something that she shouldn't have, and someone killed her to keep her quiet, which worked. And now we're trying to find out what. And who is watching the group? Is it someone who's been around since season one? Are they left-handed? I've been seeing online, I haven't had a chance to go back through, but apparently that smudge wasn't there on like in season one on the note, so seems a bit strange and suspicious. And our suspects, I mean, we've got the Westies. I kind of don't think it's them at all. I think we can cast them aside. I don't know. Will we be seeing them again? I don't know. Maybe they might be invited to the wedding. Bev Mellon. So she really wants her movie made, so nothing will stand in her way. But I feel like it's a bit too obvious being here. Would she do anything to get a movie made? I think so. But I feel like there's still more that we need to find out, and hopefully in this next episode we'll find out for episode 10 when we actually find out what on earth happened. The brothers sisters, I don't think it's them. I think after them being a suspect in one of the previous episodes, I don't think it'll be them. Again, a bit too obvious. Marshall. I've been seeing theories of Marshall and Saz writing script together, or Marshall even being a stunt double in his past. Love these theories, and a lot of people think he killed Saz, but I don't think so personally. He's a little strange, but again, I think it's a bit too obvious perhaps. Like he's been in the main light for a little bit. So now the actors. I kind of have a feeling it could be the actors, you know? Like I'm not sure all of them, two of them, I'm not sure. I'm not seeing any motives, but I kind of get the feeling like because they keep trying to insert themselves in, it kind of feels a bit suspicious. Loretta, I personally don't think it's her. It'll be weird for her to kill Saz. Like I just don't see why. But she has been around since the start of season four, and she's been around since season three. So I'm not sure. I kind of get the feeling that she or Howard might be the next victim, which will set off season five. But yeah. Lester. So this is one that someone in our comments put in and really liked that one. So Lester, the doorman, he has access to everything. And for some reason, they mentioned this in one of the episodes. He used to be a model in his past. I don't know. Seems like a weird thing to bring up, but maybe that means something. I don't know. And I feel like the trio might go to Lester, hopefully to have a look at the note about fixing the window. But yeah, it could have been Lester all along. I mean, he could be like the main bad. I doubt it. I don't know. I just don't see Lester, but you never know. It's these people that you wouldn't think that are the ones that did it. All right, Uma. Do we need a motive for her? Like, really? But in all seriousness, I don't think it was her. I'd love for it to have been her all along. That would be cool, but I kind of doubt it. Like, I feel like she wouldn't waste her time. Would she? I don't know. I don't know. Like, I kind of don't see it, but Detective Williams. So she's apparently a lefty, so could be. And she's been around since season one. So why though? Like, I have no clue. Like, I hope it's not hers. I love her in the show. Weirdly though, like, it's weird that the police didn't pick up on the two left shoulders being found in the remains. Seems a bit dodgy, and we've seen dodgy police officers and stuff since season one. Did they ever find Tim Kono's phone? I don't know. And there was a lot of other stuff in season one. I can't remember more, but and then Howard. He's been here again since season one, and he's been growing closer to the trio. He's been mistreated quite badly by them as well. I think it's fair to say at certain points. But for him to be the killer, I'm not sure. I mean, I could see them doing it. Like, it'd definitely be a good plot twist, but I doubt it'll be him. And like I said before, I feel like he could be the next victim, perhaps. So that'll be sad. Jan, not really a suspect, but it's interesting that she's back in New York. So maybe she knows something, or maybe, she's come back to New York because she's found out something about Sazz's death and we'll see her again, which makes sense, actually. Helga, I didn't include her with the Westies because she was kind of a bit separate from my notes from last week because we didn't know. But yeah, now thinking about it, it's not really her, to be honest. Like, I doubt it. Teddy and Theodemus. So it's been a while since we've seen them, and they both have a good reason for having a grudge against the trio and ultimately could have killed Saz, but I doubt it. I don't think it'll be them. It'd be a nice tie back to season one if it were them, or they were involved. Imagine like they joined forces with Jan or something like that. Would be crazy. But I kind of get the feeling it's not them. Doreen, I had to put her on the list because she's absolutely crazy. I'm sorry, but she is. Like, she has so many dolls, and some of them look quite familiar. You know, she's been following the podcast like really properly. Like she's a proper fanatic maybe. But yeah, she's obsessed and upset that Charles doesn't really hang out with her. But why kill Saz unless if Charles was the intended victim? So we go back to that question. I don't think it's her, but I'm not going to rule her out because she was a bit crazy. Glenn. So some people are saying that he looked like he recognized Marshall. Now I'm not sure if that's true or not, but it does feed into the theory that Marshall is also a stunt double. And perhaps, because Glenn is a stunt double there, so they would know each other, maybe hung out at the bar. But then we go back to that ending for our episode. It does seem like, he does have this tie to Saz, which is strange that he never mentioned this. But I mean, of course he wouldn't, but it is strange that Saz never mentioned that she had a tie to Ben, unless if Glenn was someone else's stunt double, but I doubt it but anyway, that doesn't matter. But yeah, I still don't think it was Glenn, but I think he will shed some light on something, and maybe Marshall was involved in the film, this other project, maybe, or maybe one of the other people that are involved in the film was involved in that project. I don't know, like, I really do think it's one of the people involved in the movie production that has killed Stas. Because these plot holes and it will mess up the script. I mean, that again leads back to Marshall. But I don't know, Marshall just seems too obvious. Like, he seems like the prime suspect, but it seems like too obvious. I mean, no, only murders, they wouldn't do that to us. They'd like to make it a bit interesting. And then we've got Cinder. So Cinder does make sense of being like the big baddie right from the start, but I feel like the motive has to be a bit bigger, and I feel in a sense it's like a bit too obvious. So yeah, I mean, going back to those questions, who killed Saz? I think it's someone from the movie, but I'm not sure who. I kind of do get the feeling like it's the actors, like the actors have done something, maybe not all of them, but someone. And why did they kill Saz? Because of these plot holes to shut her up. I think Saz was the intended victim, and who's watching the group? I have no idea, but I do have a feeling it's someone from season one. Yeah. So next week's episode of Only Murders in the Building, season four, episode 9, is titled "Escape from Planet Klongo." I tried to have a look at what that is, but I have no clue whatsoever. So if anybody knows what that is, or Planet Klongo is, then let me know. Because so the plot is seeking a critical clue, Charles, Oliver, and Mabel must infiltrate a film set to get the real background on why Saz was killed. I think we will definitely be getting more breadcrumbs next week, and I think maybe you should have like some proper theories. I don't know. I feel like I haven't had like some proper theories. Like I feel like I've had like some sort of like baby theories like in each episode. But like now, like I'm like really unsure. Like it could just be anyone, but it can't be anyone because like it just seems so obvious. So I don't know. Are they going to go the obvious route? Are they not? I don't know. But anyway, thanks for watching my review on Only Murders in the Building, season 4, episode 8. Stay tuned for next week's episode, which is going to be a big one. In the meantime, drop us a comment down below with your theories and suspicions. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay up to date with our content. And check out our Twitter, Instagram, and website to stay up to date with our content, chat with us, and find other stuff we've done, like pranks, more reviews. movie and show reactions, games, and a whole lot of other stuff. So check all of that kind of stuff out. We have done tons of different stuff. And also, if you want anything in particular, let us know down below as well. So that's it for today. See you next week to discover more on who killed Saz and why, and of course, everything else we still need to find out about. But yeah, thanks for joining. See you next week. Bye.